Welcome to this artistic interlude to Earth at the Crossroads. You will be treated to 3 presentations by 3 of our artists in residence, works that will reflect on the thought-provoking conversations that we've had up to this point. My name is Bettina. I'm the director of the program, as Jonathan mentioned. The program connects contemporary artists with our SETI Institute's researchers and facilitates an exchange of ideas to catalyze new perspectives, insights, and modes of comprehension. Our program encompasses various artistic disciplines, including the visual arts, literature, and spoken word, music, film, dance, theater, with artists hailing from the US, Mexico, Germany, China, and Dubai. The artworks, performances, and public projects resulting from the AIR collaborations are situated right at the cutting edge of artistic and scientific practice. It is my immense pleasure to introduce 3 artists who work right there at this cutting edge: Dexter Spitz, Felipe, Perez, Santiago, and Daedalus. Hello and welcome, everyone. So first up is Dexter Spitz, a.k.a. Jordan Holmes, who describes himself as a nerd by day and artisan entrepreneur by night. Jordan has a background in materials science engineering from Virginia Tech, but is also a self-taught writer of music and spoken words performed by his alter ego, Dexter Spitz. Today, he is presenting both spoken word and music pieces. Dexter, why don't you go ahead and share your work with us? Sorry.
Sure. Hello, and thank you for the warm welcome. That was a pretty good intro. Usually it's difficult for people to try to pinpoint who I am, but you got it down pretty good. So again, thank you all, and looking forward to sharing a couple of pieces with you all. I have one that is spoken word and one that is music themed. First up will be the spoken word piece. And the place that I kind of went to with this conversation today was when I look at the positive things that we need to do to make this world a better place and to make things more sustainable. I think that we first have to turn to ourselves, first to kind of look inward. I really love this quote that, the color of the paint within the can is basically going to be the color of the walls. So my thought there is, that like we really have to look at what we have internally going on, because that'll ultimately result in what shows up in the world. So I'm going to share this first piece and share screen. Okay. And you guys can see my screen, right? Can you hear me okay? Somebody give me a thumbs up. Okay, yeah, just making sure.
I really, really, really love cheeseburgers. The greasier, the better. You can hold the tomatoes, but throw on some lettuce with as little nutrients as possible, grilled onions, ketchup, mustard, lather it in barbecue sauce, and don't you dare add bacon on it. Now, of course, a higher class burger is preferred, but on a late night, a fast food place whose arches shall not be named will do. And I know that it's not good for me, but it's fast, it's tasty, and it's convenient. Now, in general, I eat relatively vegan, actually, working out most days of the week, running miles with the dogs, taking vitamins, eating the rainbow of fruits and veggies. I quit alcohol and smoking, yet I sat at the doctor's office while I wrote this. My doctor is concerned that I have high blood pressure. Me, with high blood pressure. Why? See, I promise you that my diet is not all burgers. My blood work looks good. So we sat and we discussed it in the office a bit. And she said, maybe there's a genetic component. The scientific jury is still out on this topic. But if you go back in my family history, high blood pressure is all over the place, along with obesity and substance dependency, all results of what I thought of as convenient-based indulgences, but also trauma, abuse, and hardship. See, it's in my blood. I have sworn to break the cycle. So here I am at the crossroads between convenient indulgence and sustainability, trying hard to unlearn unhealthy pathways passed down from my father and my father's father and so on, just to keep living. My father's father died of a brain aneurysm. He had high blood pressure for years. It's the silent killer. I have no recollection of meeting him, but I did as a baby, apparently. It seemed that he consumed alcohol and nicotine like they were going out of style, drinking, smoking, chewing, cigars, cigarettes, you name it. And I don't know what his eating habits were like, but I can't help but wonder if he loved cheeseburgers, because I too struggled with nicotine. Now, I'm sure there are deeper influences contributing to the continuous consumption, as there were with me. For him being a black man in the South in a less than ideal time, the pressure added up of being a man in society at that time, not being able to express emotions or vulnerability, just always pressing on and on. But nonetheless, I doubt that the consumption practices or that environment lowered his blood pressure. Mine rises just thinking about the hardship, and he literally died when the pressure was too much. We know more about health now than back then, but one thing is for certain: endless consumption, whether in pursuit of convenience, quick satiation, numbing the pain, or obtaining the new shiniest object or high, doesn't seem to work out well in the long run. And I lay awake at night contemplating between if it's something that I am doing wrong, or if I am handed down genes or affinities for poor behavior that I didn't ask for. See, here I am at the crossroads between convenient indulgence and sustainability, trying so hard to unlearn unhealthy pathways from my father, my father's father, and so on, just to keep living. I don't know if my grandfather ever even had a chance to think about his health. Were the immediate circumstances too pressing? Was there too much trauma passed on to him that he never asked for? It's hard to think about the future when the current is pressing and alarming. See, I am conflicted at feeling frustrated that I do everything to try to stay healthy, wanting to just eat a cheeseburger in peace, but having the guilt of one more bite sending my blood pressure even higher. And I know that it's the silent killer, so the convenience is nice, but it rocks me to sleep. But I also know that I can now choose differently. But how very blessed am I for standing on the shoulders of my father and his father and so on, to even have the time to choose differently. How blessed am I for standing on the shoulders of my father and my father's father and his father and so on, to have the knowledge and the perspective and technology and insight and resources and research, the voice, the platform, the courage, which is also still in my blood, to know and choose differently. So here I am, left with a decision at the crossroads between convenience and sustainability for a better life for me, for us, and our future generations, just to keep living.
Okie dokie. So that is the first piece. And then the second one here should be a short little snippet. Essentially, what I'm constructing for the SETI Air program is a series of stories and kind of music videos that are told through basically music about space related things, but not too on the head. But I will play just some still images along with the track called I Need Space. So.
Space when I'm feeling like I can't get my mind to ever calm down, get away. I need space. Oh, what can I do? Oh, what can I do? Oh, no,
run to.
Oh, what can I do when I'm feeling like I need to get away?
I need space when I'm feeling like I can't get my mind. Have a calm down, get away. I need space. Oh, what can I do? Oh, what can I do? No, no, no. Oh, what can I do when I'm feeling like I need to get away, get away? I need space.
All right. Yeah, so thank you again. There will be more to come with the project with some visuals. If you check out any of my work, you know, the visuals get pretty weird. But thank you, and looking forward to the other SETI Air artists.
Oh, that was awesome. Thank you so much. And I love how you sort of bring everything back to the human condition, especially, I think that links so beautiful to the conversations we've had today. All right, so next up is our artist, Felipe Perez Santiago. He's a multi-laureate composer and one of the most active and recognized musicians in the current artistic scene. His music has been played and commissioned in over 40 countries and is included in more than 20 discographic productions worldwide. He's the founder and artistic director of the Malka and Vortice ensembles. Felipe has been collaborating with Jill Tarter on the phenomenal Earthling project. So Felipe, come and tell us more about this amazing collaboration.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bettina, and thank you everybody for being here and for having me invited. It's really an honor, it's a pleasure. I will be very brief because we don't have so much time, and obviously I want to leave some time for Alfred to do his presentation. So the Earthling project, I've been part of the SETI program for nearly 4 years, something like that. And I have been partnered with Dr. Tarter, which is a great honor for me to collaborate so closely to her. And the idea of this Earthling project is to gather human voices from all over the world, for which we developed an app here in Mexico City with a great team of collaborators. And through this app, people from all over the world could download it for free and record their singing voice, expressing something about their culture, tradition, personal life, etc. So we got hundreds of submissions from all over the world. We got recordings from more than 50, 60 countries from all continents. Incredible recordings from children all the way to elderly people. And with those compositions, what I did is made collages of people singing together, like if they would be singing the same song, let's say, like they would be in the same room singing together. And all these recordings, all these compositions, which turned out to be 7, they will be sent in a disc to the moon with our other partner, who is the Arc Mission Foundation. And they will be set in a disc, which will be launched to the moon next year in collaboration with the Astrobotic Space Agency in the Peregrine mission. So it's very exciting to know that all the people involved, which are, like I said, hundreds of people from all over the world, now they can stare at the moon and know that their voices will be up there in a disc that is meant to last about 5 billion years, and is the first time that we make a disc like this in human history, at least to be set on the moon. So since we don't have so much time, I will share 2 of the recordings, or well, let's start with one and then we'll see, because I really don't want to take away Alfred's time. But I'll play the lullaby that it was made with lullabies from all over the world of people that shared me their voices. I'm starting sharing my my screen, and I will share the computer sound. And now I will play this lullaby. If you have headphones, I would strongly recommend you to use them. If not, it's also fine through the speakers of your computers.
꿋꿋 달가우지 마라.
You gotta like
우리에게 잠들길라.
You gotta
Los ojos que tienen sueño. Nina nana nina oh, questo bimbo chi lo do, se lo do al lupo bianco, se lo tiene finché è stanco, se lo do alla Befana, se lo tiene una settimana, se lo do al buon venero, se lo tiene.
You got an IQ of 22. Your most expensive clothes are boy shoes. You're walking down the street doing
La noche caminaba entre las nubes.
10:16 and your bike.
Mordime los ojos con sueño.
Questo bimbo a chi lo do? Se lo do al lupo bianco, se lo tiene finché è stanco, se lo do alla befana, se lo tiene una settimana, se lo do al buon venero, se lo tiene.
Llamadela, pom pom pom, oso sanga, pom pom pom. Maria querida se Maria nasce.
You got an IQ of 22.
So that is the lullaby, and I will play a very short one, which is the melancholic. There is only about 2 minutes, so yeah, we can proceed.
از همه جاده حالیا para volar in my head, in my head, la batalla la libre voy a ser tornado, voy a ser tornado, voy a ser tristeza, just fight my war in my head, in my head, in my head, in my head. Mi sala dans mon petit canot, un dimanche dans mon petit canot.
Okay, thank you very much. So that's part of the project, the Earthling project. So I leave space for Alfred to show his work. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Felipe. That was phenomenal. I so love your work. It's very hard to squeeze 3 phenomenal artists into a half hour. So I really appreciate everybody, trying to make the best of the short time that we have. And I also put the Earthling website into the comment section. So please go and check that out. So we're moving on to Daedalus, also known as Alfred Darlington. They are a trailblazing artist, DJ, and producer who have been active in the electronic music world for the past 20 years. Under the alias Daedalus, they have released over 20 LPs and countless EPs and remixes. They are currently assistant professor at the Berklee College of Music in Boston as a founding faculty member of the new Electronic Digital Instrument program. Thank you, Daedalus, for joining us, and it's over to you.
Thank you so very much, Bettina, and I really do appreciate everyone's contributions today, both these artistically melded in everyone else's sentiments and the science realms. I'm overwhelmed at this possibility and equally at the challenges we face. I guess my piece today is a comment on how noisy we are as a people, how much din and kind of chaos we generate and just are emanating out into outer space. And yet when we're looking the opposite way, when we're trying to find similar signs, how relatively scarce it is. And that we have this idea that if maybe we just caught a bit of our own reflection, we would have this kind of semblance of intelligence and understanding. And so I'm trying to crystallize that, synthesize that quite literally, using some modular synthesizers today. I'm going to be doing a short performance, hopefully, and I'll try to be mindful of the time, using a few techniques, gesture-based modulators, sequencer, what's called a quantizer, and then an oscillator, in this case, a wavetable oscillator. Not to get too technical, but I think this is the right place to be a bit technical. So I'm going to go ahead and present that thusly. I'm going to turn off my video and get that going. But thank you all so much for being part of this wonderful, grand everything. All right. Let's get this going. Is that coming through? Great. abrupt, but I want to be mindful of our time and be careful and conscious of the contributions we can make. Oh, I should have mentioned too, rose quartz was the other component, maybe not as potent as some of the other modulators, but possibly had an effect or influence on what was going. So thank you all so much for having all of us SETI heirs today.
Wow, bravo. I was mesmerized. It's sort of magical and out of this world. And I could have listened to this for another half hour. I'm so crushed that, we have to wind this down. Thank you to everyone who came today. Thank you for joining us for this half hour. Find out more about the SETI Air program at seti.org/air and see all the we have 8 artists in total. So come and check that out. Back to you, Bill.
Thank you, Bettina. Thank you, Alfred and Dexter and Felipe. That was just awesome and inspiring and moving, and so wonderful to have the opportunity to explore this intersection between art and science, which you guys do so eloquently.